What's up, everybody? Welcome back. If you're rejoining us, or welcome if you're just joining us, I am President Pat, joined by my host,
Destiny.
Destiny, and we are hosting, obviously, our new podcast, Honest Talk with President Pat and Destiny. Today, y'all, I'm probably let Destiny lead this a little bit more. Not that this is her territory, but we're talking about something that I'm not too familiar with. I've heard of it, but I think it's an interesting topic. So bear with us because a lot of this, Destiny and myself, we learning just as much as you all are because this is something I feel like we should talk about. Because in
Right.
life, what I've learned as an adult, especially in my 40s, is there's so many different relationships out there in the world. There is not traditional relationships. And to be honest, these traditional relationships don't really work because people are not honest. So I feel like this topic is actually interesting, and you never know, I might be interested in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But today we are talking about poly relationships. Something brand new, something we're gonna dive into, and I'm here for it, Destiny. What about you?
I'm ready. And
Yeah.
it's something that I have educated myself on a little bit because it's something that at one point I was actually interested in exploring. So I do know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And I know people have a misconception of it's something that women do when they're trying to appease men. Let me put a disclaimer.
Okay.
Um, Family and elders, this is one of the videos you might not want to
You don't want to be
watch.
watching.
So this is your time now to click off. You can watch some more videos, but
Yeah.
this one might not be the one for you. So
Not
it's
this
okay.
episode. We got your next one. You know,
Yeah.
we got your next one though. Very good disclaimer because we need to say that.
Yes. So, but yeah, it is something that I was interested in at one point, but people have a misconception of saying that women do it to appease men.
In
Um,
what way?
by letting them have another woman in a
Oh, I
relationship.
got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got.
But poly can go multiple ways. You don't see it a lot, but it's women that have multiple husbands. Matter of fact, it's a lady that I follow on Facebook. She actually has two husbands,
Hmm.
and it's her and another girl that was really popular. She had two husbands,
Hmm.
and the crazy thing, she ended up leaving her two husbands for a rich man,
What?
got with the rich man, had his child, and then just kind of went into like a wholesome era. I mean,
What?
more power to you, but
Okay. The
it was a
rise
good
was
trip.
amazing.
But I can understand her stance. She had a daughter, so I guess she wanted to be an example for her daughter. So she kind of
Yeah,
changed her whole lifestyle.
that makes sense. That
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
people have a misconception of women do this for men, but some women are interested in more than just men. So you can't just say women are doing it just for men because maybe she want a girlfriend.
Maybe
So
so. It could be. That, yeah, the world is huge, and I think also a misconception just in life, in my personal opinion, is that people in their mind think the world is what's in front of them and what's in their head. They don't recognize that there's bigger people outside of your lifestyle that live differently. And just
right,
because you're not used to it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. There's doesn't
right,
mean that people are not doing it. It's just a part of life that people have the prerogative to do what they want. And if
right,
that's an agreement that they decide in a relationship, that is fine. It is
right.
not your place to judge them. It's not your place to stand around and say, "Oh, you dumb for being with a man who got two girls. That's stupid." I mean, like maybe it works for them, you
Yeah.
know. So I don't know. I'm interested about talking about the more of the
Right. And
roots.
what people learn out of time, like people really live in like this cookie cutter life. And that just,
Hmm.
I say it all the time. I've just
Yes.
never been one to fit in a box. I've
No.
always did my own thing. I've always
Absolutely.
stepped outside of what the norm was.
Yes.
Unorthodox. That's me.
Hello. Yes. Yes. But that's exciting. That's what keeps you
Right.
going in
I
life.
mean, and I think it's because I like having my
Yes.
own viewpoint towards stuff. I don't
Yeah.
want to know what somebody else. I'm one of them. I gotta see it to believe it, and I gotta
Myself.
go through it to understand. That's just me.
Right. That.
So I did it was something that I was interested in, but I've never actually been in a poly relationship. But
Mhm.
I did at one point I considered myself solo poly,
Mhm.
which was just me being non-monogamous. I didn't want to commit to
Mhm.
anybody. That wasn't something that I wanted to do. I hadn't found anybody that I wanted to commit to.
Right. In that
So
way.
me just saying I'm gonna commit to you because you like me and I like you, that just don't fit
Mhm.
well with me. I'm not a
Yeah.
person who is hungry for relationships. So I wanna know what's the reason I should call you my man and what's the reason you should call me your woman, because that title is not just given out. So
Period.
let's
Period.
let's talk about it. Like
Let's do that.
what makes me want to commit to you? But
Yes.
I mean, commitment is not for everybody, and that's what
It's
people
really
don't understand.
not.
People act like, oh, you monogamy and monogamy is not for everybody. Everybody is not going.
Mm.
It. You know what's crazy to me though?
Yeah.
People can accept people being different in so many other ways, except when it comes to relationships and being
Yes.
monogamous.
Right.
It's like monogamous is the only way to go if you're in a relationship. And it's like, that's why would you think that? It's so many
Yeah.
ways to do everything else in life, but you would think in a relationship you can only be monogamous.
Yeah.
And
Obviously.
I mean, some people want that. Is that something that I want where I am in my life now? I want a monogamous relationship right
Hmm.
now, but that
Hmm.
wasn't something that I always wanted. And that's just where I was in life. So I was interested in poly. I had picked out my boyfriend. I was looking for a girl.
What? Wait a minute.
So yeah,
Come
listen.
on. Seriously
Okay,
though?
so these were my stipulations for me to be in a poly
Poly.
relationship.
Yes. Okay.
I was not going to do it in the city for one. I wanted to be in the country
Mhm.
because I wanted my own little,
Life of
yeah,
what?
my own little
Hmm.
life, my own little
Space.
family.
Hmm.
It wasn't a flashy fast life that made me want to do it.
Right.
It was being at home, growing my own food, farming. I need a help out here. Like
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. That's good reasons
my,
too, though. You
my
know?
mind state was strictly I need a woman who can help me. He finna
Yeah.
be out driving trucks. Me and her gonna
Hmm.
be at home most of the time. Me and her
Hmm.
can tend to the yard and the farm and the whatever animals out here. And that was my mindset. That's where I
Really?
wanted to take it. Would it
What?
be something I would do in the city? Absolutely not. I wouldn't
No.
do it because I think people get threesomes in polyamorous
That's
or polygamy relationships confused because
yes.
threesomes are something that you do for fun, and it's something that it's like a hit it and quit it
Yeah, that's what I said.
relationship.
One
It's
time
just
type
for
of deal
fun.
thing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's something you and your partner enjoy doing. That's
Right.
not what
Right.
I was looking for. That's
Yeah.
not what I wanted. That's A threesome is not what I'm interested in.
Mm-mm.
But to me, I think what poly was created for was actually building communities. And that was really what I wanted to do. I wanted to build my own little family, like
Really.
raise kids. If she want to have some more kids, yeah, we gonna raise the kids together. We gonna do that, and we gonna have our own little family out here doing our own little thing. That was
That's
what I wanted.
interesting.
Yeah. So, but that in the city life, just that the threesome thing wasn't what I was interested in,
Mm-mm.
but a poly relationship, I definitely was interested in a poly relationship at one time.
Mm.
But I mean, that's the thing though. Poly, people say poly, but poly has many definitions. Many,
Right.
you can have multiple husbands, you can have multiple wives, you
Right.
can be solo poly. It's a lot of things fall under the umbrella
Umbrella.
of poly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Yes. That's
I
crazy.
did have some of them that I wanted to read, or did you want to
Yes.
read some of them?
No, I definitely do because like I'm in shock. I really did not, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's really not. It's just kind of like surprising because you don't
Yeah,
meet people who are open about that, because some people feel ashamed about it. It's kind of
right.
like, who are you trying to
And
impress? You know?
and that's the thing about, listen, I guess I'm not really ashamed about, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with my head up, chest out. Like
Period.
I just I'm not the one to hide what I'm doing or sneak it and do nothing. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and I did it.
Mhm.
Like
That part.
because who gonna do what?
Who gonna
Like
check me, boo?
I've never, and I've never been concerned about what other people thought about me. I always did my own thing. I always been in my own lane. So
Yes.
that what other people was worried about, that ain't
To make a
never,
difference. Right.
yeah.
You
And
got
I
some.
actually should have brought one of my family members on because
They know a
she
little bit about it.
she actually had a poly relationship. Uh, she actually had a girlfriend for a little while, and I don't even know how her relationship actually went. So I would have been interested in that. We're gonna have to do
Have to do
another
another part.
segment.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
interview her and talk to her about it. That'd be
yeah.
interesting. I'll be down for that for sure.
So, and I'm looking it up, and these are some poly names that I haven't even been familiar with.
Okay.
Non-hierarchy polyamory. Partners aren't formally ranked as primary, secondary. Oh, okay. So I have heard of that. Primary, secondary, because, and this is usually something that happens with the women,
Mhm.
because they'll say my first wife or
Right.
second wife or
Second.
call
Mhm.
somebody a third. People get really offended in
Oh,
the
I'm
poly
sure.
community when you
I'm
call them a
sure.
third.
I am sure about that. Yeah. Yes.
So I guess I did know that, but I never knew the actual
That's
title
what the
of it.
title was, right? Yeah.
And then it's called KTP, Kitchen Table Polyamory.
Hmm?
This is partners and their other partners who are comfortable interacting, possibly hanging out. Okay, so that's just,
The regular
yeah, poly, but
operator
everybody hangs out with
together.
each other. Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's what I'm thinking that will work, right? But what's who would I know?
right. I mean, because I have went on dates with my partner and women, and I had fun.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, that's just me. I'm not a jealous type, so
That's
I
kind of
think
what I
it's because
was
I'm so big on
sure.
me. So I feel like I'm the shit. So it's like I
I
don't
don't even
care.
see any jealous. I've never seen any jealous tendencies from you. So as long as I've known you, never. It's
And
crazy.
I think because my head is so big about me, it's like why
But
would
it took you
I do
some
too?
time to
And not to
get there,
say other
girl.
people are beneath me, but I just
No,
feel good about myself. So it's like I don't have to worry about anybody
no,
else. So,
right. Period. That's hey. I've lived for that. I
right?
do.
Okay, so then it's parallel polyamory. It says you know your partner has other partners, but you don't really interact with them.
Mm.
Everyone maintains separate relationships. Okay, so I
Oh
do. I
shit.
thought that was the solo
Main.
poly.
Mm.
So that's where everybody knows about each other, but y'all just don't mingle
Hang
together.
out together separately.
And it's crazy because they have groups on Facebook that I'm actually in.
Okay.
um, but they do like some of their partners, which is interesting. I've never thought about doing it that way, where their partners actually go out and date other women, and they're kind of like just doing their own thing while the man goes out and date. I don't know. That's never been. I guess because I've never been on poly in a way till I was in the city. I don't want. Well, I didn't want a poly relationship unless we were all in the same house together for
Mm.
one,
Right.
and me and her were actually building a family structure, creating legacy, planting, like getting land, actually farming and growing our own crops and
Yeah.
all of it. That's how
Investing
I thought
together.
about it.
Right. Right.
Mine was more of a community type thing that I wanted to build, where it was less about the actual sex, but that was just going to be a bonus in my eyes.
Yeah,
But
but that sounds like that's what would work. That what will make a relationship like that to work, because you're in it to ultimately grow together. Because
yeah,
sex,
like I really
you
wanted
know,
a real. relationship,
Yeah.
and I didn't want just a fly by night anything.
Hmm.
So
That makes sense. That's a little different. So now you're breaking it down. I'm starting to like, I'm like getting it more. I'm like, okay, I can
yeah,
think about that. It's a little different.
right. Okay, so then it's something called garden party polyamory,
Hmm.
somewhere between kitchen table and parallel, where the people aren't friends, but they're comfortable being together for birthday parties, celebration, and holidays. Baby, that's a lot going
That is
on
a
if y'all
lot.
just
Come on
breaking
now.
it down to
Come
holiday.
on. That's a lot.
A whole name just for y'all to hang out on
Yeah.
holidays and special occasions.
That's crazy. But
So then there's solo poly, which that's what I was familiar with. And that's a person has multiple relationships but maintains a high independent life. They
mhm,
may not want marriage, cohabitation, merged finances, or a traditional primary partnership.
mhm.
So that's what I was kind of doing at one point when I was calling myself poly. I was just dating. I mean, I guess I wouldn't even call it poly because I was just dating. I was just openly dating and I didn't want to be in a committed relationship. And I made that known to the people who I was dating at the time,
Right.
which I had actually tried to date the people that I was dating seriously. It didn't work out, but I did enjoy their company. So it was like, well, hey, it didn't work out as dating, but still want to hang out with
Yeah.
y'all.
Right.
So
See,
that's just kind of how it went for me.
yeah, see your ways are a little different. So I'm kind of feeling your ways. That's not gonna work.
Because that's okay. So these people, like I said, I had actually tried to have a relationship with them and it didn't work. So in my head, it's like it didn't work for us having a relationship, but we still had a good time together.
Yeah,
We
doing
still
what right.
hung out, we went places, traveled. Like, so to me, it was just like, well, hey, we can still do those things, but don't expect me to be committed to you in the
And then
process
right.
because we've
Yes.
already tried
It didn't work.
that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sometimes you bet
you
off
kind of
friends.
defaulted on your end. So,
Yeah. Sometimes y'all definitely bet off friends. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably better in that way
right.
anyway.
So then there's something called polyfidelity, and this is closed polyamory. A group of three or more, so this is what I wanted. A group of three or more people agrees to be romantically, sexually exclusive within that group. Nobody dates outside of that group unless an agreement changes, which I wasn't for no agreement or dating
Hmm.
outside. It
No.
was us
That's
and
it.
us
Yeah,
only.
no. Don't be greedy, okay? Let's stop.
Ain't nobody else coming in here.
Uh-uh. Stop.
And you ain't going out nowhere else.
No, you are in this.
Okay, so then there's the triad throuple. Okay, so how are these not the same
I've heard of
thing? Let me
that.
read this definition. Three people are romantically connected in a full triad. Each person has a relationship with the other two. Okay, so maybe this is what a throuple, which I don't see what the difference was between polyfidelity.
A throuple, there's a TV show about that on
Is it?
Peacock, and it's good.
Is
Like,
it?
that's the first time I ever, yeah, it's,
I
you
got
should
you.
watch
Yeah.
it. You should check
Yeah,
it.
I'm
It's
gonna have to check
good.
it out.
Yeah, it's called Throuple, and I think it's on Peacock, and it's good. I actually like it. It's a good
Okay,
show.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So they have something called quad poly. This is four people are connected romantically in some configuration. For example, two couples may become involved with each other. That's interesting. Two couples and two couples. That's interesting.
That is kind of interesting.
Right.
How does that work? That's kind of,
Right.
ooh.
I guess it sounds like, do you remember that show? Was it called Wife Swap or
Yes, wife swap.
Swap? Yeah,
It's
something
wife
like
swap.
that. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
but I guess it's not even the same because
No,
these
because
people
they're
are
swapping. Yeah,
actually,
they're not. Yeah, they're going to different
yeah.
homes and all
So
that.
that's interesting. Okay.
Oh, that is kind of interesting. I mean, there has to be zero, I mean, zero jealousy because
Right.
one day somebody have a bad
Because
day, girl.
this man I call my husband is over there cuddled up with her on the couch.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in a bad mood too. See, that's the kind of things that worry about those relationships is that part of it because I feel like you really, like you said, have to be secure and
Yeah.
comfortable in your skin and not just say it, but you actually have to believe it because being in a traditional relationship is already hard. So
Yeah.
imagine another person and you
Right.
have those jealousy tendencies and those insecure that's not a good idea because you're gonna
Right.
get your heart broken not only one time, but two times.
Right.
So I think people should be very mindful about that, and that's why people need to be sure what they want and stop
Right.
pretending that they're okay with stuff when they're not okay with it. Like
Right.
this is not for the weak. It's
Absolutely.
really not. Like don't pretend like you just want to keep him, so I'm gonna just let him talk to somebody else and I'll be fine with it when we
Right.
really are
Now,
not fine with it.
that's one thing I would never ever recommend, because if you're doing it for somebody else, you will end up miserable in the end.
Yes.
No way you're going to be happy in something you're doing strictly to make somebody else
Right.
happy.
Right. Right.
So yeah, no.
That's kind of the thing about it, and I want to jump into that, but I do want to go ahead and slide into the socially speaking bit. Yes,
Okay.
we are already here
Yes.
because there's so much that has happened on social media in the last just week, and I kind of
Yes.
want to touch up on some things because this is very interesting. The country we're living in. We're in America, if you don't know, obviously, but the things that happen every day in this country is so sickening. It's become so normal that it makes you really want to be mindful on who you talk to or who you spend your
Hmm.
time with or who you come around because it seems like nobody is out to look out for anybody anymore. It's like
Yeah.
people are treating people's lives as it's nothing, to do certain things and just carry on with your life like nothing happens.
Right.
It's crazy to me, and
Yeah.
the story that I want to lead with is obviously what happened with Tasia Fortune, that was recently found hung from a tree in
Oh yeah.
Mississippi. Now, this is ridiculous because from what I understand is this is not only the first time, it's like been the ninth in a year that
Yeah.
this has happened.
And a lot seems to be happening in Mississippi
That's the
alone, which
problem.
is
That's the problem.
crazy.
So for
Yeah.
some, I'm going to share a little quick video about it for those who don't know, but let's check out the video and we'll talk a little more about it.
Identified as Tasia Fortune. The coroner says the 29-year-old woman had been suspended from the tree 3 to 4 days before someone discovered the remains
Wow.
Monday night. According to City Councilman Kenneth Stokes, the Jackson Fire Department had to use a ladder truck to remove Fortune's body from the tree.
That means she was high in the air. What kind of inhumane person will hang somebody in that mountain? Everywhere you go, they talking about that hanging. I don't care where you go, to the grocery store, to get something to eat, people talking about that hanging.
The Jackson Police Department hasn't been talking about its investigation of the hanging other than a late Monday night social media post. JPD has been so tight-lipped, they haven't even sent out a press release.
Once upon a time, a press release would have come out quickly.
Absolutely.
Because of the sensitive nature of hangings in Mississippi.
There you have it again. Something major has happened, serious has happened, and yet people are just not making any kind of coverage of it like it means nothing.
Right.
And they wonder
Right.
why black folks are so frustrated. And they wonder why black folks have such a tone when they're discussing these matters. And then they want to look
Right.
and say, oh, there's that angry black person. No, no, no. This is what I meant before when we talked about our last videos. We're not going to be gaslighted by any of y'all.
Right.
This is bullshit. The situation with Noel is also still bullshit. This whole matter that's happened in the last 3 years with Carmelo, all the stuff that's been going on that y'all are just acting like it's not a big deal. It's ridiculous for somebody to be hanging from a tree for 3 days and nobody knew. It's heartbreaking.
Right.
Heartbreaking.
That's strange. I mean, what I'm wondering what type of area was it where nobody saw her for 3 days? Like that's
Yeah, they may have taken her far out or away or someplace
right.
that wasn't, what people go through daily. Because I mean, 3 days, and also, it says a lot about maybe her family and friends didn't know, but also they said they didn't do a lot of investigation, so maybe their family has been looking for.
Right.
But I just think that's sad. 3 days, like, can
Yeah.
you imagine that something happens to you for 3 days and nobody realize it? Like,
Right.
though you not alive to actually experience it, but it's still heartbreaking to know that.
Right.
You know, that's just crazy. Like I saw that story because I remember a few weeks ago we were going to do a story on another girl that we heard was hung, but we weren't too sure because
Mhm.
it was no coverage. So with all this AI stuff, you don't know what's real no more. And
Right.
we don't want to spread any false information, but
Right.
it seems like this is something that happens in Mississippi still. And you talk about this, and you really honestly think about, and I'm not being shady or funny. I'm being so serious. You think about, are we not in the fucking 60s or 70s? Like, why are we still doing this? Is this like, it's mind blowing that this
Right.
can happen still. That this
They
still
claim so much has changed, but so much is also still the same.
like
And
who
that's the part they fail to realize.
it's just the stupidest. I've always thought racism was the stupidest thing in the world. It's like, why are you mad at somebody who was born a certain race? Nobody can
Mhm.
change that. So I could just be born black, and because you hate black people, you automatically hate me.
Right.
How is that fair? That makes
But
no
where does
sense.
the hate derive from is the real
It's
question.
ignorance. It's just
Yeah.
ignorance, and it's just cowardly behavior. It's just doing things and hiding behind. Like my whole point, like I keep saying about even those kids, with what happened with Nolan Wells and Carmela
Yeah.
Anthony, is the fact that somebody knows something that's really right, that they really did, and your functioning acts like you have no remorse is the crazy part about it. And that says a
Right.
lot about people. That says a lot that you can live with your guilt and not feel bad about what has happened. It's
Right.
just was crazy to me. I,
Speaking of, did you see where the fireman had confessed to, he was 80, I think they said 80 something years old. He was a fireman. He had been a fireman for years.
mhm.
And he ended up talking to a black guy in a restaurant and confessed that as a fireman, they used to let black children burn up in the homes purposely.
What?
And it just made me think about it because you were
He said
saying
that?
some, you were talking about people just
Oh,
speaking up, and yeah, because their conscience is eating them up, and him at an older age, being older now, he wants to release what he done in his younger time because
mhm.
he's reaching his deathbed. So
Right.
now it's like, let me clear the air. But how
Yeah.
do you live with that all of those years, knowing what you did to another human? Like,
Right. It's just, you know, I feel that sometimes it's hard to sit in these conversations, but you have to have a conversation because if we don't have the conversation, then of course it continues to get swept under the rug. But when it's so
right,
frequent, it becomes heavy and it becomes a burden and stresses you out and gets to your part of emotionally draining. And people are already fighting depression and
yeah,
financial issues, and the last thing they need to be doing is stress over people dying,
right,
relatives, and things that are happening in our neighborhood that really traumatize people in a way. And people, again, who don't understand the situation, this is not your story. It's so easy for you to hear this and be like, oh, next, oh, stroll. Because
yeah,
why do you care? Because it's
yeah,
nothing that you ever have to face. I've always said this, and I've always believed this, being not just black, but being gay. I've always felt like there's a lot against me. And no matter what
yeah,
people say, it is. Like I can go be myself normal somewhere, and there's a person who hates gay people, who hates black
yeah,
people. And my life is in danger when I'm just living my life,
right,
But there are people who don't have to worry about that. So it's kind of like people always want to be advocates and say, I stand up for people and I'm this, but you really are not showing up what needs to be shown up. So
right,
my respect for people like Nancy Grace, who has been continuing to keep her foot on the neck on this Noel
oh
Wells.
yes, she
She has been not stepping down. And I'm here for that because I feel like though we have a lot of black voices, a lot of us are standing up. Let's be honest. There is a mass variety in the mainstream that listens more to a Nancy Grace that's like
has.
talking about it. But I feel like they recently just found out about, the audio and people saying it may be AI and it could be, we don't know what to believe. And
Right.
that's distraction. That's the problem. They're throwing out so many different things out here to take away from those boys are guilty for something. Now they
Right.
got all the bad audios wrong. Now they got all this stuff, the lie detector test that Tatum. I don't know if you heard of Brandon Tatum. That
I heard, yeah.
this guy. What you gonna say?
That was the police, right?
Yes, he's a
He,
police officer.
did you know he's from Fort Worth?
I did not.
Someone was saying he's from Fort Worth and actually went to Dunbar High School. If
Girl,
I'm thinking of the right person, and I was like, what?
that explains a lot because
Don't say that, Patrick. That's where I went.
oh girl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you because you Dunbar people were like, y'all always want to fight us. I'm like, why y'all want to fight us all the time? Shoot, just wanna. But no, but he's a different breed. I feel like I
Yeah,
think he's
absolutely.
chasing the clout. I think that a lot of things he says, I'm not sure if you've even heard of the recent things that he's done. So Officer Brandon Tatum, is obviously, he's to me, he's just a, and I'm gonna use this loosely. He's a black Charlie Kirk. In
Yeah.
fact, he was friends with Charlie Kirk, and I said loosely black because of the way he speaks down on black people, and for him to say he doesn't when he does is ridiculous.
Right. Some people just hate themselves, but you can literally see the ones who do because they try and erase everything about
Hmm.
them
Hmm.
in their heritage that's black so
Hmm.
they can take on another identity. But you
Yeah,
still who you are, and you definitely still who you are in their eyes. So
it's crazy that and I'll just touch briefly on him and move on, but um, he is also the guy who interviewed when I took last time one of Noel's friends, best friends.
hmm
Just
yeah.
recently, I think today, he interviewed all of them.
Mm,
So yeah. So my thing again is not only are you only interviewing those white boys, but you have yet to speak to anybody on this side that's
yeah.
having to support what's happening with Noah. It's just crazy to me that he doesn't see that. But hey, coons come in all shapes and sizes. And obviously, and I don't like saying that because people always just call me black, white, but I've never been ashamed of my blackness. I always support black people first. And
Right.
but what he is doing is irresponsible and it's very disrespectful, to be honest. And one day he's going
Yeah.
to wake up and look back at himself and all the things he said about how he agreed with Charlie Kirk about Martin Luther King wasn't really anybody, and just all these things he says just for clout is just it's disgusting. And
Right.
shame on him for that.
Right. And, it's off subject. I was going to say something about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to leave it alone, baby, because
I don't
they
know why.
people.
I don't know why, because they didn't spare nobody. They didn't spare us. I'm done. Like
No, but I'm like, his fate ended by somebody who looks like him. So, I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah, I mean it's the truth. I mean it's
but
just
yet they come for us like we're the big issue.
mhm.
Like, all of
Yeah.
he spent his entire life trying to diminish HBCU schools and all of
Going
this
out his
other
way.
black related stuff.
Hmm.
But one of your people took your life. One of your own kind took your
Right.
life.
Right.
So, like, how does that work? But
Wow. That's neither here or there because obviously that was a
right.
very quick discussion. Nobody's dragging on with that, but it is what it is. It's just crazy how I bet yeah, there's a lot. I don't know if you even heard, but speaking of schools, there was a threat at ODY they shut down today.
I
You saw
saw
that?
that. I did. I'm like, it was just the first day of school
Taking the
today.
gun to school. This is
And
crazy.
took a picture or video or something like that, they said. I'm like,
Dumb. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more, but I didn't want to like cover it all tonight because this is a little depressing. But we can cover it on the next one. But anything else you want to discuss in a socially speaking bit?
I guess for socially speaking, I wanted to discuss how they are talking about so many of the teachers in Fort Worth ISD
I heard.
are leaving.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the way they're trying to structure. They are literally making schools like jail.
Hmm.
Like, they are training children up to be obedient slaves.
Yeah. I,
That's it. That's all. The curriculum they're giving them now, they don't want teachers bringing their own. Nothing exciting. I think they were saying they had to have certain colors. It was so many rules and
that's
stipulations that they were putting
crazy.
in place.
Yeah.
to where teachers are literally leaving, and they're not going to be able to teach anywhere else because they're not completing their assignments, their
Hmm.
contracts.
So
So
they
they
like
are
locked
literally
in.
just, yeah, they're literally just stopping and
Yeah.
not worried about what the consequences are. So that's got to be
That
horrible for
it's
people.
just that's the last thing these teachers need to be dealing with when they deal with these disrespectful ass kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the pay is not good, and then you're gonna. This is just
And it's
it's crazy.
already few teachers who really have a passion for helping and
Yes,
teaching the
right.
kids. So to take that away from the ones that do have it, like you're really not wanting to teach the kids. You're really wanting to raise little robots to
Hmm.
do whatever y'all want them
That's
to do.
exactly
You're
what
not
they're trying
trying
to
to
do.
actually educate them and give them real knowledge. You just want them to be little puppets in the world, which is
Yeah,
it's
it's crazy. I've seen a lot of different because there's been Fort Worth committees throughout. I follow the Fort Worth page, and they've been acting up. They've been fighting back. So
yeah,
I've been seeing a lot that's happening, and I'm so glad, and I support that because we got to support our teachers. That's
right,
ridiculous that they're trying. They
right.
already took away
It's like they
Pledge
making
of
it so
Allegiance and all
hard
that.
for the teachers now. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
They're trying to force them to either
Yeah,
comply or pretty much hold their paycheck. That's ultimately what they're doing. You
yeah,
know, it's just it's sad, and I just
yeah.
another part
Because
of
they
this.
already don't pay them enough
They
as it
definitely don't.
is.
That's crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, we got to keep following that, and honestly, we definitely need to
Yeah,
start making sure we highlight those parts locally because it needs to be said, and I think more people need to get out and voice their opinions. I feel like
right.
we see these leaders and people at these committees and saying things and voicing their opinion, but we need more people to show up. We have
Yeah,
to do more
absolutely.
numbers,
That's
and
the main thing.
a lot of people spend so much time on social media in these comment sections, and instead of getting up and actually,
Right.
it doesn't take you 5 minutes, just one day, 1 hour of your day in a week to go down to your local, office and just voice your opinion about something, say
Right.
something, because all that does is show that the numbers are not increasing and people don't really care. So the ones who are actually there making a difference, good or bad, have that kind of power or leverage because people are
Yeah.
not showing up. And that's why a lot of people are fighting it forward because they're trying to take away more voting booths. I don't know if you heard of that. They're taking
No,
away,
I hadn't.
girl, they're taking away a lot of voting booths. So that is
I
why
know they were trying to make it harder, but I
no,
didn't know they were
they're
taking
taking
away
away,
booths.
and that's why the forward committee they're fighting because they're saying no way. Are you crazy? Like
Yeah.
especially in Texas, this is the wrong state to be taking away. That's what they're doing. We're not stupid.
Setting
We
us
know
up.
what they're
That's
doing.
what they
You know
doing.
damn well that this is a red state, and they trying to take away as many ballots so that way we have a harder time trying to vote. So
Right.
that's why everybody says get out there, make a difference, voice your opinion is very crucial. And as adults, the people that used to hear it as kids, and now that the years have gone by and you're now the adult, we're talking to you, me
Right.
included. I used to hear this my whole life, people going to fight for us and fight for our rights, but we were so young, we're like, oh, let the adults deal with that. But
Right.
now we're the adults. So we need
Yeah.
to be standing up and doing more. And
Right.
that's what we also can do here on a platform. But,
Yeah.
I do make an effort to always voice my opinions when I see something like that,
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
definitely time to have a voice and
Hmm.
make it plain, not
Yeah,
just having a voice, but action behind it also.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, girl, we're going to have to keep touching up on that because there's so much going on in this world that, I mean, if you
It
blink, you're going to
is.
miss it. You're going to miss it if you blink. So,
Right.
well, so we can swing on back to the topic and get on down to the wind down and confessions because I
Okay.
have questions. I'm sure you do too, because
Right.
this has been a very eye opening topic. And shout out to Destiny because this is your episode. Because, girl, when I say you shocked me in a
Let
good
me
way.
tell you, I'm a bunch of surprises. No.
Girl, you really are a lot. I did not know that. I mean, but it's kind of good because I wouldn't have thought about it that way until you broke it down in that way. Because most people are ignorant to that, and I probably was too because I didn't know a lot about it. I just kind of was like
Yeah.
looking at people like, Krishan and Blueface. I was like, are they in a poly relationship? Because he got a girl, which is Krishan, and he got another girl that he's living with, and they're okay with each other. It's kind of, is that the
Right.
same thing? Because they're
I
literally both okay with him being with both of them. And I'm like,
right. And I think that is just ignorance. I hate,
stupid.
and I say that because she just wants him to be in a relationship with her, even
Mhm.
though he does his own thing.
Right.
Blueface is pretty open with whatever
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
going
He's
on.
very
He
clear
just,
about that.
yeah, he just don't care.
He don't.
And the other little chick, the last one I seen him with was the one that had
I
just
think it's
got pregnant.
Novea. I think it's
Yeah,
her.
Nevaeh, that was the last one, and she seemed like she pretty much like Blueface. I don't know. I think she gonna give him a run for his money.
Hey, she
So
sounds like, I don't know. I don't follow that much, but honestly, girl, they have been flooding my timeline. I don't know if I clicked a
really,
video once, but when I tell you they're on my timeline, I'm like, why is this so much on my? I don't know what happened, but last time that's why I brought them up, because the last thing I saw was Blueface went and spent the weekend with Krishan.
uh-huh.
So he left the house that he's living with Nevaeh, who's pregnant, by the way, to go be with Krishan. And
Yeah,
Nevaeh's getting calls saying, "Hey, girl, you know he's with Krishan," and looking at, because you know he stream everything. So she's
right,
seeing him with her. And when I say they are like booed up, holding hands on the beach, kissing, he's picking her up, they're in bed together, he's holding the
right.
baby, they're having a family moment. And this girl is watching. So, but she did do a video of her packing her stuff and leaving. But today, a
Yeah,
video shows he returned home, and guess who's back? She is. So it's like, it's
he
crazy
must
to
got
me.
a little bit of gold on the tip of that
He
because
got to,
that
because
look like
that's this. And I don't want to say nothing about them because I don't know them at all, these ladies, but it annoys the fuck out of me because the way
right
he is just so nonchalant and makes
and cotton.
he's in their head. They're just
Yeah,
like, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? This is stupid. Why do
right.
y'all let him do this? But I guess his thing is, if they let me do it, why not?
Right. I mean, that's how most people are. If you allow me to do it, I'm gonna
Hmm.
do it.
And
So
he says it. He's honest. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about when I heard poly
yeah,
relationship. Like, oh, is that what it is? Because, but I don't
please
know,
no.
girl. That
That's I
that's
don't.
scary.
I'm acting like I'm the spokesperson for Polly,
I
but no.
mean, today you are. I'm like, ooh, wow. Get my pen and notepad right here, because
But that's the thing. I think people look at it in a negative way, but it was supposed to be for community building. Has it changed? Yes, drastically, because people just doing it for their own little
yeah,
sexual pleasure now.
right, right.
So it's totally different. And one thing that I don't agree with is a man who is not financially stable trying to have more than one woman. I'll
See,
say
that's
that.
another part of the problem. That's another
If
part of
you're
the
going to
problem.
do it, you need to be financially stable because bringing two women into struggle love is
It's
not
crazy,
okay.
crazy. But that's why I was saying you have to be responsible and understand what you're getting yourself into. It
Hmm.
has to be clear communication on where everything is, because otherwise you're just in a situationship. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's really what it sounds like. If you don't really
right,
have any boundaries or plans,
right.
so
And my thing is, if I even have to go clock in on the clock,
mhm.
I ain't doing it. I
Oh
ain't.
no, oh girl, please, period.
If I have to go clock somebody's clock and then come home and then tend to home and all of this, and I'm not gonna
No,
do it. I'm not
that's
gonna do
that's
it.
no point of that. Like, yeah, I mean, like I said, you really have to be a strong individual and know your worth. That's
Right,
the plain truth about it. Say what you want, make excuses for whatever you think it is, but you to have a successful relationship of that nature really does require actual maturity
right.
and full communication. That's no way around it at all. At all.
Transparency
Hmm.
because y'all literally have to be able to talk. Hey, well, I felt this type of way when this happened, and
Right.
that should be in any relationship, but even more so when it's another person involved. But
Right. Right.
that's something people don't understand, even in supposedly monogamous relationships.
Hmm.
that it takes transparency. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah. I'm like, it takes what again? Transparency.
Like you have to, you have to be transparent with each other and actually communicate. People lack that
Hmm.
so bad now, and it's crazy that people feel like talking about their emotions now is viewed as weak or being vulnerable to where you're scared somebody is gonna take advantage of you. Because if you land down with that person, you gotta be able to trust them. Like,
Hmm.
don't open yourself up to somebody you feel like you can't trust, and that's where people gonna have to get to. Because if you steady opening yourself up sexually, you might as well open up emotionally too. You trying to have blocks on you emotionally, but you'll open your legs and or hump anybody, but then you got blocks in certain areas of your life. Like,
Yeah.
be transparent. Talk about
Right.
what's hurting you. Talk about what you insecure about. Talk
Again.
about where you need to be encouraged more in a relationship.
Right.
Because that's how it's gonna build. So people just
That's the
gotta
grown up.
understand that.
That's the grown up part of what I'm saying. Though relationship require you have to be mature enough to have that kind of relationship. Like you can't
Right.
ask for that. Like it's already going to be difficult, and I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's a question that I wanted to ask about it. Is can you really love two people? And
Right.
that becomes very dicey. Very you're in love with two people, and
Hmm.
say one doesn't work, but the other one does. Like, are you going to lash out the other person? Like, there's a
Right.
lot of things that go into that. So it's serious. Like, I don't know why people
Yeah.
take it for a joke. You know?
Yeah. In my opinion on that, I would say you can love two people. And I say that I say you don't love them the same, but you can love two people, but you love them differently.
Yeah.
And I guess because I kind of look at it, it's even with having children, you love your children to death. You love all of them if you have
Hmm.
multiple children, but you love them differently because
Hmm.
they bring different things to your life. This one might love on you. This one might be the one who makes you laugh. This one might be
Right.
the one who helps you out. Like,
Right.
you have different aspects of people, so you love them in different ways. It doesn't mean you love
One less than the other.
anybody less.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a different type of love. But I mean, with your children, of course, I would hope it's still going to be that unconditional
Yeah.
love with your
Absolutely. Yes.
children.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but yeah, I mean, you just love people differently. You don't have to love them the same. Now, I would say loving and being in love is different for me. And can I be in love with more than one person? Me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. Me personally, I can't, because once I'm in love with somebody, I want to give that person
Yeah.
my all
Yeah.
and my everything.
I know
And
what
I'm
you're
not a
saying.
person who can split that
Split
up
that. Because it's not
separately.
100%. You're
Yeah,
taking away from
yeah.
what you are giving
So
to this one.
if
Yeah.
I'm doing something that's split, I can guarantee you I'm not in love.
Mm-mm.
It's something I may love you, but I'm not in love with you. Because
Well,
if I'm in love with you,
yeah.
my thoughts are different in
I mean,
that type of
absolutely.
situation.
Yeah, I agree. And do the math. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you tell me that you love me, but I also love this person, so you're saying half, that ain't good
Yeah,
enough. If I love you 100% and you're saying half, what is this? No way. Absolutely not. No, there's no way. And I
right,
can't be in love with two people. I
right,
can love many people, like you said, but I can't
right,
be in love because you have
right,
to really invest all of your energy and emotions into that
right.
person.
And
So,
it's like I want you to give me all of that, just like
yes,
I want to give you all of that.
absolutely. No,
So you giving it to me and this person over here, I'm gonna feel some type of
as,
way
as you
at the
should.
end of the day. So
As you should. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I really honestly feel like this was a really good topic because, you know, I never thought about it. And I don't know, would I be interested in the poly relationship? I don't know. Like I don't truthfully where I'm at in my stage now with just coming off the DL subject and me not trusting men because they lie.
right,
I have to get past that part. If I can find somebody who I truly trust, and I know you got my back. I know I can let my hair down,
Right.
whatever, and you good. I think we can have a conversation. But if I'm
Yeah.
struggling to make this puzzle work and make sure you're not doing anything, there's no way. There's no
Right.
way I'm going to be able to
I
do that.
I think that's what people don't understand, because those type of relationships have to first have a solid foundation.
Hmm.
Trying to have that type of relationship and y'all already don't even have trust in the relationship,
Right. Oh
like
no.
you just setting yourself up for a disaster. Like
Absolutely.
that's why most people who have been together for many years end up venturing out
Yeah.
that
Oh
way
yeah. I can see
for
that.
many different reasons. But it's it's them already building, and even when that happens, sometimes it ends up breaking those relationships down to where they end up not even being with each other.
Hmm.
So
It
it just
depends.
depends on
It
the people.
does.
You have to know who you're dealing with. So
Yeah, I guess that's what we led with before. Is it depends on the circumstance and the person you're with.
yeah,
That's really the truth. Because
yeah,
again, you're creating a relationship and commitment with not one person but another person. So yeah, you have to be able to solidly be affirmed with one person before you bring
right,
another person. So it's just
right,
common sense. I just think people try
yeah,
to cheat and skip those steps
hmm
and think that it's just going to give them the results that they want. No, you have to be
right,
able to put in the actual work. It's not that
right,
easy. So I get it. People are
yeah. And
crazy.
that's even me. Like, would I consider it now? I don't
Sorry.
see my. Oh, sorry.
No, I was trying to get this sound back over, but go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was saying, do I see myself considering to do it now? I would say no, because I don't. I mean, right now I don't even date. Like I spoke about it. I've been celibate,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it where I am now, because I haven't met somebody who can actually be honest and communicate, and that's the main thing that
Key.
I'm looking for in a
Hmm.
person.
Absolutely.
So it's like, if I can't even have those things at minimum, me to be able to trust you and us to be able to communicate, I don't even want to deal with anything,
Right.
much less an additional person.
Oh yeah.
It's
It ain't.
like,
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, at
honestly,
this point in my life, it's a no.
it's definitely a no for me. Now, when we do more of this topic again, maybe I'll be in a different space. But as of now, even after I told you, I'm gonna wrap it up because I know we getting close to the end. But I told you about the guy I met that was in relationship and he was openly willing to, flirt with me and make out with me. But I did see him again not too long ago, and he went down on me. And so, I mean, I guess in my space, I know I'm wrong because I know he's with somebody. But honestly, I still feel like you shouldn't be doing what you're doing because you're in a relationship.
Right.
I'm just getting service, but that's neither here nor there. So I just wanted to throw that in there because I had to get off my chest. I've been living with this for 2 weeks now, and I'm just like, but that's because, and I'm
Right.
getting to a point of it was the affection. We see each other, and that
Yeah.
when I said the chemistry is crazy, and I'm like, why am I acting like a little boy in school? Like, calm yourself. But that's why I'm saying it's hard to be in a relationship because you really have to be able to be mature to know when and what's right and what's wrong. Because
Right.
I'm not in a monogamous relationship with them, but you know,
Right.
I would be, but it says again just for him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the other person, so it wouldn't work. So I have to be able to mesh well with all of them. So,
Right.
and I hope if you just see
Right.
this, I'm just playing. I do not want to be in a monogamous relationship. I was just playing with you. Okay, we're friends.
I was just
I
joking.
was just joking because he probably gonna see it, be like, "Oh, really?" Question mark, googly
Right.
eyes.
Oh, he definitely gonna test you if you
Oh, I
see
know he definitely is, but no, but I just think this is a good topic, and I can't wait to break it down more because this is just the opening of this conversation because these are
Right.
types of topics I feel as adults, consensual adults, we need to discuss because there are,
Right.
again, greater people, a variety of people in the world, outside of America, outside of this country, the continents. There are people everywhere who live life differently. And
Right.
what you find as a norm and that's the right way to live isn't for everybody else. And
Right.
again, people can judge you on what you're doing. You're probably not being 100% faithful in
Right.
your relationship. So I need people to stop and let people live their life and mind your business. If they're not hurting anybody, if they're in a relationship where they're all in agreement that they are going to be together, that ain't none of your business. That is what I'm saying is people should be allowed to live their life in this one life that they have to live. Some people don't want to be
Right.
all boring all their life and just have one boyfriend the rest of their life or one girlfriend. That's boring to some people, and that's
Right.
okay. So, and some people don't want to be married to one person forever, and they have threesomes or they'll be swingers. That is none of your business. If that makes the relationship stronger, if that brings spice to the relationship, so be it. So that's one of those things where Destiny said she has to be secure and be confident with who she is because those relationships can definitely be tested, especially by social media, because
Mm-hmm.
people let people get in your head. But just remember the purpose of why you initially did this. If that's your relationship and y'all in agreement, that's your business. If it's working for you, then carry on. But don't play with people's emotions. That's the problem. Don't be
Right.
lying to people. Don't say one thing and really you doing it because you just want to talk to somebody else, but you really have somebody else in a relationship that you're just stringing along, that you're treating
Right.
bad, that you're not including. Like that's kind of where it becomes unbalanced. You know what I mean? So it's a lot tricky, like Destiny said. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ways,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So, but hey, that to me is one topic that I am interested in carrying on for another part. So I know you say you have a cousin that might want to come on and discuss this.
Yes.
Please let them
Yes.
know because I am here for it. So,
Okay.
but do you have anything else before we get into our shout outs and the final word?
No, well, I do have a shout out. I want to
Okay.
shout out to my cousin Tanisha and say happy birthday because
Happy
her birthday
birthday.
will be this month.
Happy
What is she?
birthday.
Yes, Virgo.
Let's
Virgo.
go. Yes, happy birthday.
So, yes.
Okay.
And also, shout out to myself because I did I'm opening up a storefront business and it's called A Purpose Wellness, where I
What?
will be, yes, making my candles in different herbs. Yes. So shout out to
Yes,
me.
Destiny. I'm so excited. We gotta talk more about that because
Yes.
that sounds like an amazing. Okay, good, good, good. I'm here for that. So congratulations, girl. Let me know more.
Thank
Is
you.
that like
Yes, I
Amazon's? I've
will.
seen that before. I was talking about looking
Say
into
it
that.
again.
Is that Amazon?
No, it's gonna be Shopify.
Okay.
On Shopify,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I
Perfect.
mean,
Okay.
I could branch to Amazon because
Well, I was
Amazon.
going to talk to you about that because I got something sent to me before about it, but I have no idea what it entails. So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
talk about that eventually.
Okay.
But okay, well, a shout out to Destiny. Okay, girl, we got to keep up
Yes.
with that.
Yes.
So, shout outs. I guess I'll also tag in my birthday months. Happy birthday to my niece Tatum. She just turned 21 on the 6th.
Okay.
And so shout out that little girl, man. I can't believe she's
Yes.
21. That's crazy. And she has a baby, Armani, and I used to I had that girl since she was little. And she,
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about her.
that is
Yes.
crazy. So shout out to you, Tatum. I took her to go get her permit, so she is about to get behind the wheel. And God, please
Oh
pray that
Lord.
this girl stays off her phone. I love you, but just you know. And also another shout out to my goddaughter Olivia, whose birthday is today, August
Okay.
10th. Happy birthday,
Happy
Olivia!
birthday.
So proud. The girl is getting so big. She is so smart. It's so crazy for that girl to be so little to be that intelligent. So
Yes.
shout out to you, Olivia. She's like
Okay.
another one of my best friends. Man, when I say me and her, we have fun. We have fun. So shout out to both my goddaughter and my niece. So
Oh.
shout out to y'all. Want to send out my condolences I'm not sure if you know much about Flo Anthony, but Flo Anthony used to be a radio on the radio for K104.
Okay. Oh
Gossip to
yes.
go with Flo.
Yes.
She
Yes.
passed away actually on my niece's birthday last Thursday.
Really?
And it's just, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I shout her out because she is a part of my childhood. I remember growing up listening to her all on
Right.
radio, and her voice was just so familiar. And
Yeah.
it's just, I'm just grateful that I had a chance to grow up listening to her. For those who don't know much about her, she's a legend in radio, especially
Right.
K104. So, shout out to Flo Anthony and all that you've done. We will never forget you, and rest in peace. Beautiful.
Yes. Absolutely. Rest in peace.
At this point, I can just do my final word and be wrap this up.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So it's nothing long. It's short and sweet because I don't know much about it, and I didn't mean long as in long. Your mind is in the gutter, y'all. But but
Bring
relationships.
it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back. But my final word, honestly, is just short and sweet. Relationships don't all look the same, but whatever relationship you choose requires honesty, respect, communication, and consent. Nobody should have to accept a relationship structure they don't really truly want just because they're afraid of losing someone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're in a monogamous or a poly relationship, know your boundaries,
Yes.
communicate your needs, and never compromise yourself just to keep somebody.
Ooh.
Period. You know what I'm saying? And that's the misconception of why you get stuck in those relationships because you're just letting people run all over you and you're not setting boundaries of what the initial agreement was. So
Right.
be mindful of that. So, but that's all I got for this topic. Anything else you want to get out before we wrap up for the day, Destiny?
Um, so no, I didn't have anything else. You know my love yourself,
Mhm.
protect your peace, and walk in your purpose.
Period. Okay, until next time, y'all. Catch all our new episodes every Saturday. We'll be also sharing some amazing new things with you guys coming up soon. We are in the building, so make sure you tell your friends because we are here to stay. Without
Yes.
further ado, we thank you again for joining us here on Honest Talk with President Pat and Destiny. Until
See
next
y'all
time,
next week.
y'all be safe. Peace.